Hi, my name is Elaine Segal. My father, he came from Greece, a young boy, but he must have come to Benicia in the early 1900s, because he fished too, a little bit up and down the coast, even into Alaska once. That's another story. He eventually had his own boat, and he fished locally, but then must have come into some money, I guess, because he bought a bar, the town club, on First Street. There's a picture of it there. And it stayed in the family until my brother sold it. Now, my mother, she passed away about 1930, and Pete, my brother, and I were sent to live with my grandmother at that house on First Street. Then when we went to live with my grandmother is when I remember the waterfront. A lot of scows along the waterfront. To the east was the Whitmore Cannery. Have they ever talked about that? Well, Mr. Whitmore, my father owned a bar, remember. I knew a lot of these people because they would come in there and I'd meet them. But he built this cannery. I don't know whether he built it or what, but he built cabins for these people to live in, and they were stretched all along the waterfront and then towards the back inland. Whenever the fish or the fruit came in, they'd blow this whistle. Down from everywhere came people, to go to work. Now, Uncle Matty at this time had worked for Mr. Whitmore, and he had a launch, and he would take martinis and pick up workers and bring them back. And then, that's the way that worked. Remember the trains coming in at the depot even. And it was a big deal when one came in. I guess they didn't come in that often, because I remember being yanked out of that house in my slip to go down to see who got off the train. What excitement. What else? The uncles, they were rascals. I've heard many stories about them. They fished. They were deckhands for my grandfather, who must have had a license to transport people and maybe take fishing people out fishing, because one of the uncles said he deckhand for my grandfather when he took Jack London out once. Now, that's a lie. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. But they said that's what happened. So, the boys were rascals. They were raised during the Depression. No work. One uncle rode the rails, as he said. But eventually they all did good. Two became first mates on the ferry boats in Benicia and then San Francisco. One retired from the Yuba manufacturer. They all did well, civil service workers. They never went to jail that I know of, But one of the stories she wanted me to tell you was two of the uncles, George and Angelo, they were bad. They fished. And one day they were out there and they found a sick whale that was dying. So I don't know how they got it, but they brought it in and manufactured a story of how they fought with that whale, caught it, and brought it in. Now, they strung it up at the foot of First Street and charged 10 cents for people to come and see that thing. Now, Georgina Rice, who is my cousin, lives next door. Her father always said he paid for her hospital bill on that money. So, eventually the whale stank, and the city came down on them, and they had to get rid of it. And I think they towed it up the sloughs and must have sank. I don't know how they did, but can you imagine?